It's the JT Cho Show!
That nigga tried to kill my father!
Well, that's funny. I like the first one better.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Love you.
Oh, this might be a little crooked here. Let's fix the. That looks better. Yeah. A little crooked. Here, it needs to be a little. We should have did this beforehand. There we go.
Ah, perfect.
That looks way better. Way nicer. So much nicer. Kind of. I don't know. Anyways, JT Show episode 156. What is that doing here? Whose is that?
We didn't prepare near as well.
And
fucking Thor.
Here, let's restart it. No. Duke's logo. Free shout out.
Gang, gang.
Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Whose birthday do you got today?
The one and only Pauly motherfucking Shore, born in Hollywood, California. Dude turns 56 today. The Wheeze is 56.
It's kind of funny that we just heard Black Bush.
Yeah.
Because another one of Dave Chappelle's characters and great stories from the late Charlie Murphy. It was Rick James' birthday.
I saw that. I almost picked that one, but
Yeah.
right underneath I saw Pauly, and I was like, oh, I love me some Pauly Shore.
Yeah. Today is the 1st of February.
Oh, wow. Didn't even realize.
Breaking NBA news. The Grizzlies are trading Steven Adams to the Rockets for Victor Oladipo and 3 second-round picks. So that guy who started out with OKC just got traded.
He's pretty good, too.
So if you care about basketball, breaking live.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better than from when he was a rookie, too. I watched the story on him, and I guess coming out of college, he was, like, not it, like, at all. Couldn't shoot, couldn't really block, couldn't really play that great of defense. He was just tall. He was just a 7-footer.
Yeah.
So that's why he was, like, there. But I guess he progressed so much in his sophomore year in the NBA, and now he's, probably top 5 as far as big men are concerned.
League vet.
Yeah, definitely. I would say he's top 5. I don't know any other, I mean, unless you're counting, like, Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, but I think I would take him over Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Because Chet hasn't really, he kind of fizzled out a little bit.
Still got good numbers.
Yeah, no, he's still got great numbers, but Victor's been shitting on him.
In points, not shooting percentage.
The 3-point shooting percentage he has.
Yes, but not total shots.
No.
And not shooting percentage, not 3-pointers.
Yeah, but in as far as like
points, rebounds,
blocks,
per
rebounds,
game,
steals, assists, he's all around the better player, which I think everyone thought anyways. Shaq had a funny take on him. He said Chet doesn't want it as bad.
Yeah.
So he plays kind of lazy, whereas Victor plays ferociously, or as ferocious as you can with 3-inch thick arms.
Yeah.
But he's fun to watch. Dude's fucking giant. He does he did the Jordan dunk from like the free throw line, like in a game, and like kind of did this on his way up to it, and then just like
I saw him
just
dunk,
like put it in.
I saw him dunk on Chat, and he didn't even have to jump.
They don't. If they really don't want to, they don't have to. They don't even have to go up on their tippy toes. They just got to stretch up one arm and throw it in there. I mean, that's how Shaq was, too. Shaq was fucking Shaq and Yao Ming.
Yeah.
These guys are way more athletic than they were, though.
Yeah.
Maybe not young Shaq. Magic Shaq was a different fucking monster. He was baseline to baseline.
I was waiting for those fellas to gain 100 pounds each.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
I'm curious how much weight they're going to put on, or if they want to stay fast. Like, I wonder if they take I wonder if Victor takes the Kevin Durant route, where he never puts on a little bit of size, but it's never really all that much.
I just try to be.
Whereas LeBron, on the other hand, put on 100 pounds of muscle in 2 years.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
But because LeBron was a scrawny little dude coming into the league, not little, but as scrawny as a 7-foot tall basketball player.
But as soon as you get that contract.
You got all the money in the world for training, supplements.
You're eating food I never will.
Hey
man, do an IV bag. I would love to do an IV bag.
I would do one every day if I could.
do every day if I could.
Every morning, right when I wake up. Just hydrate the fuck out of me. Start your day being super hydrated.
If we ever go on a boys trip, we should see if there's any of those places around.
There actually is in all the major cities.
Yeah.
And I did see that Chicago has the cheapest one nearby.
Hilarious.
And it's like $150 per person.
Hilarious.
But it's like, it's like the hangover one, so it's got like the vitamins and the caffeine and the aspirin and all that shit, and on top of that, it's hydrating. So it's like, they say it doesn't get rid of it, but all like the comments underneath the advertisement were like, it literally got rid of my hangover.
Yeah.
So like $150 to not be fucking hungover, and you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and smoke weed while they're shooting you up. Like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Like if I was a millionaire, I would do that every time I drank.
Yeah.
Every fucking time. Just like what Joe Rogan does. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time he's just a little fucked up, he just gets a fucking bag.
Just come right to his podcast studio.
Yeah, they come right to the studio. If like his boys are too hungover, they're doing a morning podcast. He's like, all right, 20 minutes, we'll be ready to go.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I like that shit though. I like that IV bags are becoming more of a normal thing. Because I did an IV drip in New Mexico. One of Nate's buddies was like an EMT or whatever, because he knew all the cops and shit. And it was at his house on base, and he just like pulled out a bag, and I was just hooked up to an IV for like 30 minutes. It wasn't like one of the hangover ones. It was just a normal, whatever that solution is. Yeah, saline. It was just normal ass saline. But like literally like an hour later, I felt fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like I felt fantastic. Felt like I was ready to go again.
Yeah.
I was a little worried doing it. I made him do Nate's first. Because he was also hungover, like the guy doing it. So, yeah, it works really fucking well, though.
That's tight.
Yeah, I got a couple fucking things. I think I'm gonna start with my long one. It's sports related. Did we talk about the Super Bowl matchup yet?
I have that written down. You got the picks right last week. You went with Kansas City and the 49ers.
Gang.
I picked the Super Bowl America wanted.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we said. It was like one of us is going to be really right, or we're both going to be 50% right. Like it was one or the other.
Yeah, so it's going to be Ravens out with the Lions out. So the Super Bowl matchup is happening in 1 week from Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be on the 11th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a pretty cool fact. So everyone knows Christian McCaffrey. Everyone knows Christian McCaffrey's dad played in the NFL. I didn't know he played with the Niners and has 3 rings with the Niners.
Wow.
I didn't realize that he was part of that era.
Right.
And I saw a clip that was talking about like his whole family and how his whole family is just fucking stacked. So his dad was a 6'5" Pro Bowl wide receiver, made the Pro Bowl 4 times. Back when that like fucking meant something in like the early 90s or whatever it was, late 80s. His mom, her name's Lisa. She played D1 soccer at Stanford, and her dad was a multi-sport athlete coming out of New Jersey, went to Duke on a full-ride baseball scholarship, and when he got to Duke, he joined the track team, and he was so good at track that his sophomore year, he held the world record for the 100, the 220, and the 220 hurdles.
Goddamn. And
in 56, he was supposed to run in the Australian Olympics, and he was like fastest man on earth at that point. He held the record.
Yeah.
And like a month before he was supposed to leave to go to Australia, he tore his groin when he was riding a horse. Just fucking horseback riding.
Yeah.
Anyways, tore his groin, came back from that, played on the football team at Duke and on the baseball team, averaged 357 for his batting average. And then he got drafted by the Lions, but he didn't want to play football. He wanted to run track. And so instead of going and playing professional football, he kept training for the next Olympics, which was 1960. And he went and got the silver in the 100. And then he was also the anchor on the 4x100 team that got gold that year.
That's sick.
So, like, he was a fucking G.
Yeah.
Like, he was just good at everything. He averaged over 300 his collegiate career in baseball, was drafted by the fucking Lions. He was so good at football. But he was like, nah, fuck that. I want to run track. And then after his Olympic career was ended, he ended up going to med school and became like one of the best eye surgeons in the world.
That's wild.
Like people traveled from all over the country to have him fucking work on them.
That's wild.
And he was also named the best Duke athlete of the 20th century.
That's cool.
Pretty crazy. And that's just his grandpa. That's wild. Like all his brothers played D1 football. His mom and aunt and uncle on that side also played D1 sports. I don't know where all they went. Probably all Stanford.
They got good genes.
Good genes and backed by money from the get-go. Like Grandpa was not only the best athlete in the world at his time, but also a world-famous fucking eye surgeon.
Before it became too expensive to become an eye surgeon.
Yeah. Like he was just that guy at everything.
Yeah.
which is pretty fucking sick. So it would be really cool to see Christian McCaffrey get a ring. So him and his dad would like share that bond too. They would both have a San Francisco Niner ring.
Also, Mike Shanahan, who's Kyle Shanahan's dad, coached Christian McCaffrey's dad as so.
He was like the coordinator, yeah.
Yeah, so now both of them have each been coached by a Shanahan.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
Generational.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's cry.
And we're going to see, we talked about that last week too. We're going to see a lot more of that coming up.
Somehow you're going to see Bill Belichick's son be the coach of Tom Brady's NFL team.
Dude, it could happen.
Like
and they could be throwing passes to Marvin Harrison Jr.
They're like, oh, this kid's not as good as his dad in college, and he just falls in the draft, and then he's just like
6th round, 200th overall instead of 199.
Yeah, and then he's just like, I'm taking him, and they're like, oh my.
Tom calls him immediately and goes, "You got this. The stage is set. You know what to do."
Speaking of Michigan football, Sharon Moore is hoping to get his complete staff done in about a week. So There's going to be a lot of big news coming out of Michigan. Promoted the tight ends coach to the offensive line coach. He promoted somebody for a step up for the defensive coordinator. No, not for the defensive coordinator. We just signed somebody from Boston College.
Okay.
So the Boston College coach, who's been really decent. I forget what he's done consecutively every single year, but it's a good accomplishment as a coach. He's coming over to Michigan to be the defensive coordinator, which, what's his name? Bill O'Brien put his hat in the ring for the Boston College coach when it opened up years ago before the last coach is leaving. So people are saying that there's a chance that he just, sorry, Ohio State, I'm going to go be the head coach over here. So
he's part of that Belichick era. Belichick was supposed to be the head coach.
He's a Boston College man.
Well, yeah, but he was under Belichick back when they won all the rings.
Yeah.
And, most of them, not all of them. But when Belichick was first getting a head coach job after his Browns position, he was hired on to be the Jets head coach. And then literally that night, Parcells called him and was like, "Hey, I am going to be gone. Do you want to take over my team?" And so literally the next morning,
he was already there.
The report came out. He didn't show up to the Jets thing. He just showed up to the Patriots camp and came out like that night and was like, "Yep, I'm a Patriots head coach now."
That's wild.
Yeah. Imagine how different it would have been if he was like a man of his word and was like, "No, I already signed the contract. I got to stay here."
I mean, that might be like a curse after he leaves.
Could be. We'll see.
It's weird that that's funny. I have somebody that I work with that's turning 21, and he just texted, "You got any referral codes that I could use for betting sites?" Like, nah, the one I use doesn't really have referral codes.
Yeah.
So,
which kind of sucks, but
whatever. But I forget what I was talking about.
Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, cursed.
Oh yeah. People were talking trash now that the Brady Belichick who really won that organization, because they're saying now that 6 teams had openings for head coach positions and nobody took the greatest coach to ever live.
Yeah.
So they're saying that the argument is settled now because, it's weird.
I don't think you get one without the other.
Yeah.
Like, had Brady not came into that system at that time, because that's the funny thing about it too, because the whole time Brady was playing, the entire time Brady was playing, he was assistant quarterback.
Yeah.
Just a game manager.
Yep.
Didn't do anything crazy. And then he had like a perfect passer rating in like most of his games in 2007 and broke the passing touchdown record and was blowing the fuck up. Mr. Perfect season, blah, 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 blah. After that, they were like, oh, that's the only reason they're winning is because they have Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady left and became a Buccaneer, and now all of a sudden everybody loves Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with how much you win in a certain area, because like nobody wanted to see the Patriots win those like 3 other ones that they won.
No.
Nobody wanted to see it.
No.
That was one of the funny memes.
After 4, people were like, "No more.
Yeah.
You have enough.
Yeah.
Share some for the rest of us."
That was one of the funny memes.
It was like a fuzz, and I was like,
That was one of the funny memes. It was like the map, and it's like, who are you rooting for in the AFC Championship game? And it was the one from like years ago where it was the Patriots Chiefs, and it was everyone was rooting for the Chiefs, and just the little sliver was the Patriots. And now it was everyone rooting for the Ravens, and just the little piece of the Chiefs. It was like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. So like Pat's played well enough, long enough for him to become the villain now. Because everyone's like, oh, I fucking hate that guy. Everyone loved him 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Everyone loved seeing Pat Mahomes play. They're like, man, he's fun to watch. Now they're like, dude, fuck that guy.
I think it's after you win 2, people are like, give my team a couple.
Yeah, they want like an even spread throughout, and that's just not how it fucking works.
No,
that's just not how it works.
Program, and if the program's successful, it's not just a 4-year stint. It's 10 years.
Well, you're hoping that, after you win that first one, you're hoping you can keep all those guys together and make another run at it, and that doesn't always fucking happen.
No, it's crazy.
It's pretty funny.
Especially when all those guys are coming off contract and they go, well, I got a Super Bowl ring playing my position.
Yeah, exactly. So they use that as leverage for the next contract with someone else. They're definitely not going to come back for the same contract, if not less than what they had the year before with your organization. They're going to go make back up the Brinks truck with fucking, the Jets or Cleveland or, whoever's got the most fucking cap space.
Yeah.
And that's what made Brady so great is 80% of his income was built on incentives, so it didn't count against the cap. So, like, he was gambling on himself because it wasn't guaranteed, but he knew he would hit certain milestones. So if he got 3,000 yards, he'd get a pay bump. If he got 4,000 yards, he'd get a pay bump. He had 20 touchdowns, he'd get a pay bump. He had 30 touchdowns, he'd get a pay bump. And it's funny to me that more players don't do that to, like, open up cap so you could bring in more fucking superstars, because that's literally the reason they were able to afford Randy Moss.
Right.
Because Brady took a pay cut in 2007, and they had, like, $20 million in cap space coming into preseason, and right before preseason they signed him.
The 2002 Red Wings players took pay cuts to bring on one of the most star-studded rosters.
Yeah, I don't know why players don't do that more often, because everyone's like, oh, basketball, super team, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but, like, I guess it just depends on where they're at in their career, because I can see young guys going for the contract, but, like, after they've done it, like, Darrelle Revis is a perfect example. He was the fucking best at his position for X amount of years.
Like Kirk Cousins is out.
And then he went and played for the Patriots for 1 year to try to get that ring, got his fucking ring, and then went right back to the Jets.
Yeah.
Literally the year after. It was on a 1-year stint with the Patriots, won a ring, right back to the Jets.
Yeah, that's...
And it's not even like he took a pay cut. There was just space for him in the cap.
Right.
There was space for him. So he's like, yeah, I'll come out and try to fucking win a ring. Brought Revis Island to New England and...
With an actual defense.
Yeah, with an actual defense, an actual defensive-minded coach, not just the fucking bullshit-ass New York Jets. Fuck you, Jets.
They're not good.
It's the only team in my division that I actually hate. I just don't like the Jets.
Bears.
Don't like them.
Yeah.
Don't like them.
Fuck the
I
Bears.
always felt bad for the Bills, and the Dolphins were just always kind of eh.
There's only one Bears fan I'd ever be nice to, and we've seen it on the internet. Hey, let's get this guy. What's up?
Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite clips.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
And they're like, oh, hey.
Yeah, they're like, hey, man, what's up?
Yeah. And then when they walked away, they were like, oh, shit.
Yeah, dude,
they were about to talk so much shit to that fool.
I love it.
That's the best.
Guys.
So there was another thing that I saw that was pretty cool. Did you see... I know we talked about it last night. Did you see the most watched TV shows of 2023, the Nielsen report?
I have not.
Okay, so can you guess what the number one most streamed show was?
Suits.
Yeah. 57.7 billion streams.
Wow.
Billion. That's insane.
The B.
Yeah. The number 2 had 43.9 billion. And it was Bluey, the fucking kids show that's played on repeat in every household that has kids.
Yeah.
So that means motherfuckers are binging Suits more than toddlers binge Bluey.
Yeah.
That's insane. 3 was NCIS with 39.
Wow.
4 was Grey's Anatomy with 38.6.
Women.
5 was Coco Melon with 36.3.
Children.
6 was Big Bang Theory with 27.
Hilarious.
7 was Gilmore Girls with 25.
Would not have thought that.
Not at all. 8 was Friends with 25 billion even, which is interesting. It's been off the air for, 20 fucking years, and it's still getting billions of fucking viewers.
People talk shit, but it's still ranking.
Yeah, dude, it holds up. 9 is Heartland. Never heard of that. 22.8 billion, apparently.
I think that's a Western. I just started falling asleep to it on Netflix.
It's because of you.
Well, no, I'm only on 3 episodes because it's too exciting. I woke up, I went to sleep with the girl being like, get off my property, and then I woke up and 9 people were tied up, and I was like, what happened? There's too much to piece together. I gotta watch that show. I can't just not pay attention and say I watched it.
Yeah, and then number 10, Supernatural.
Wow.
22.8 as well.
That was the 2 dudes.
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Same.
Never seen it. I'm sure I've seen clips,
but... I think it's with 2 dudes.
I wouldn't know. But yeah, Suits, 57.7 billion streams. That's fucking insane.
Supernatural. It is. They're like 2 friends and they're bros. I think the one guy who played... Yeah, it's Soldier Boy. The Soldier Boy, the actor, is the guy that plays in Supernatural.
Ooh.
He's one of the 2 main characters. I heard it's a good show too, but yeah, the guy that plays Soldier Boy is whoever the fuck he is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I've never watched it.
I saw another one too, and it was like... Oh, it was the guy from Yellowstone, the guy that plays Rick, or whatever his name is. Like the one that everyone thinks is super hot, wears a cowboy hat and a fucking thing.
Goatee?
Yeah, he's got the little beard thing, kind of.
His wife's crazy?
Yeah, that's the guy.
I haven't seen the show, and I just watched the clip
So
today.
he was in Leathernecks. He was in... what was the other war movie? Fuck, I can't remember what it was. He was in 3 different war movies, and then he was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was one of the stoner kids that was just hanging out in the background. He wasn't a main character or anything, but he was in it.
I don't remember. I remember watching the movie.
I just saw it recently, and I didn't even remember the scene he was in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was in a bunch of different movies as background characters, and he just recently, in the last 10 years, got his fucking stride with main roles. Because now he's the fucking... Yeah, the badass cowboy. Everyone wants to impregnate him.
I saw a clip today where he's like, "Where's your wife?" And she's like, "California." And she's like, "Where's your wife?" And he's like, "Right over there." She's like, "I'll go settle this." And then he's like, "Don't do that." And then his wife's like, "Damn, bitch."
Yeah, beats the shit out of her.
I know, and I was
that's
like,
a huge plot point in that season too, because they try to fuck her up on these weird charges, and then Daddy has to come in and flash his fucking badge that he's got.
The sheriff comes in. It's his town. He's taking over the town. I watched a 3-minute clip today, and I was like, I know exactly what kind of show Yellowstone is.
Yeah,
we don't abide by the rules.
It's white people Sopranos.
But
Joey Diaz said it perfectly. But white people Sopranos.
But if they don't follow the rules and they do something, you're mad at them for breaking the law, and you're not ever mad at the ranch for breaking
I'm not allowed to break the law. You can't.
This badge is used improperly.
Yeah. My daddy had this badge. My daddy's daddy had this badge.
My other favorite
exactly
scene
what it
is the biker scene where they just beat the shit out of those bikers.
Oh, for being on their land.
And I was like...
Dude, the bikers cut down the fence and were just kicking it.
Yeah.
They cut down the fence and then just parked 50 fucking bikes on their land. And they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? And they're like, hanging out. What are you going to do about it? And then they just beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah, dude.
No questions asked. And they beat the shit out of their bikes. And they're like, if we ever see you here again, we're going to kill you.
I was like, I got to move here.
Yeah. They started they had one of the dudes. They had one of the dudes. He didn't even do anything that bad. He just kind of disrespected him, and they made him go out and dig a grave.
Yeah.
And then he was sitting in it pissing himself, and they're like, "All right, you can leave." They just scared the shit out of him, and then it was like, "Yeah, you can leave." Fuck it. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Great fucking show. You definitely need to watch it.
I see that brand on you. I had the same brand on me as an old man. But I'm accepted here, you piece of shit.
Oh yeah, fucking Sam. What's his name?
I've seen clips. I know exactly what kind of show this is, dude. I don't know anybody's main name. What are you doing, Harry?
Okay, I got a crazy story to tell you.
Okay.
I saw this TikTok 2 nights ago, and it made it to where I couldn't sleep. I had so much anxiety just listening to this fucking clip. Mm-hmm. So have you ever heard of the Nutty Putty tragedy?
No.
Okay, so there's a whole fucking slew of motherfuckers, a whole cult following of these people that they go to caves and they try to squeeze themselves into these little fucking holes, these little cutouts of holes, and they just inchworm their way miles.
I never want to do that.
And then they make it to an opening at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know when this was. I think it was early 2000s or something like that. But there's this cave, and it takes 30 minutes just to get to this little fucking opening that they go to, and then to get to the end of the fucking little opening, it's another 4 hours. of just crawling, and it's only like 100 yards. Like it's not even that far, but it's like the thing. They said it's no bigger than your standard microwave.
Yeah.
Like the hole for it. Can you fit into your fucking microwave?
No.
That's what I'm fucking saying, dude. So this is the map of where the opening is. So right there is where people can stand up, and then you get into this thing and you crawl, and it goes all the way to this right here. So up into this point right here, or this point right here, it hadn't been mapped out ever. Nobody had ever been past that point. And the dude that was crawling through there was 6 feet tall and about 200 pounds. So he's like pretty average fucking dude.
Yeah.
And this is the spot where this is where people would turn around. There's just enough room to fucking ball up and turn yourself around and then go back out. He didn't realize that was the spot. And he kept going to this area over here. And when he got there, he saw this little opening, couldn't see the backside of it, crawled down into it. Dead end. So he's sticking there with his feet sticking out barely. And he got stuck. And he called his brother, because his brother was crawling back. He yelled out to him. His brother crawled up 2 hours to him and was like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I can't fucking get out. Tried to help him out, couldn't do it. So his brother had to fucking back all the way the fuck up to the spot where he could turn around, crawl all the way out, call someone to come get him. Took him 6 hours to get there, another 4 to get to him, and then they had to crawl out because they had to assess the situation. And then they built a pulley system to tie around his legs, pinned it up there, down there, up all around. Took him like 17 hours to get all the pulleys in place. And then they tried to fucking pull him out. This pulley right there fucking snaps and breaks the dude's nose of the rescuer that was in there. Dude was passed out for an hour. They couldn't get to him, no radios, anything, so they had to crawl in another fucking 4 hours to go in and get him. They finally get a plan down, reinforce all the shit, and they start moving him, but they had lost contact with him. He wasn't saying anything. And the gravity, he was basically doing a handstand the whole time, and if he let himself go, he would just sink into the fucking thing like this and then just wouldn't have any room to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He fucking died in there.
Damn.
They couldn't get his body out because he couldn't help him push up.
Yeah.
If they had everything set up perfectly the first time and the cable didn't snap, he would have made it. He was stuck in that position for 36 hours. They brought a radio to him so he could talk to his wife and his kids and shit. And he's like, oh, I'll be out soon, guys. I'm sorry, I fucked up. So he dies in that fucking thing. And they fill the entire thing with concrete. And they put his fucking little plaque on it to remember him. No one else has been in there since.
Dude, isn't
that fucking insane, dude?
I see people do those videos even with not that narrow, but it's a widespread cave, but the gap is like this, and you're squeezing yourself.
Yeah, but there's room on either side to do shit.
I still don't even
this one is one of these ones where you have to
I'm not doing
inch
that.
your fucking never. I don't even want to do the ones that are wide open.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even like going into caves where they have tours. I don't like any of that shit.
I like cave tours.
That shit fucks me up, dude. I hate it. I can't do it. I've done it, and I'll do it if it's like I've done it on dates and shit, and I handle it because I'm not a bitch. But I would never do that on my free time. If I promise you, it'll never be my idea.
When I was in Philmont, New Mexico hiking, we hiked a mountain, and we went through 2 caves on 2 tours, with headlamps and everything, and very small, but. I had the duck, but I was only 160, so I was still very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're briefing us. They're like, "Hey, don't go into any mines that ever without a tour. Even if you find one, you should tell us." So we found this sick fucking updraft.
Mm-hmm.
We were just chilling on this huge rock pile, and there's just kind of wind coming out of these rocks, and we picked a couple rocks apart, and there was a hole, and then my buddy was like, "I think that's a cave entrance." So we went down the hill and moved a couple rocks and squeezed out a hole this big, and we went inside the cave, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. But nowadays I'd be like, hey man, you're gonna die in there.
Yeah, absolutely not. So that guy's name is John Jones. JohnJones. So rest in peace, John Jones, you fucking idiot.
And shout out to John Jones. If Dana White ever had to bet his life on a fighter to win, he'd pick John Jones.
I think everybody would.
Yeah.
Rogan said it the best, that you put 2 men in a room and only one of them comes out, he's putting all of his money on John Jones.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who else is in there.
Yeah.
He even said Tyson Fury, even though Tyson's fucking 6'10" or however fucking tall he is, he's he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury was I'll box him any day. He's like, bitch, that's not the fight.
Yeah.
It's not a boxing match. It's
No.
a fight to the death.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what MMA is. Like, there's like some rules to it, like no fish hooks, no gouging, shit like that. But it's basically like it's gladiator fights is what it is. It's a fight to the death, and they stop you right before you die.
There's probably a rich society out there that has gladiator fights.
Oh, guarantee it. I don't put it past any of those oil baron Saudi motherfuckers. Like, I guarantee you they got some wild shit. Man, I want to watch.
They're gonna target us.
I'm all right. Invite me out, dude. I'll come check out the shit.
Report back.
Yeah, report back. Yeah, no, it was great. They had lots of fine wines and cheeses.
You're just like loaded.
Come back with like a gold turban on.
You come back and you're like, oh, I bought the neighborhood. You're like, well, how?
Yeah, I own your house. Bought it from the bank. You don't have to make payments anymore.
No, you can't buy it from the bank. Well, I bought the bank.
Yeah, no, the bank. I own the bank. So
yeah. My friend bought the bank.
It's called Cut Financial now.
I'd be mildly upset.
I'll give you good returns, dude.
Sell them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. There's got to be some shit out there. But yeah, UFC is crazy.
In Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, on March 1st, Anthony Kim is going to make his Live debut. Or
nice.
2, so he's going to be playing Live.
Nice.
Yeah. Why play PGA if you're coming back?
I saw there was a quote from someone. I think it was another Max Homa one, and he said that if you're an amateur golfer or collegiate golfer and you get the opportunity to play in like a PGA event, like a major or something like that, any of them, and you get first place and you win prize money, you should be able to then declare you're going pro and collect that prize money.
Yes.
Because that college kid just did it for the first time since Phil did. Yeah. And he said it's bullshit. He didn't get to collect any of the shit. So you know what happens to that money since they can't collect?
They just keep it?
No, it gets divvied out to the rest of the players that were in the cut.
That's lame.
So second place makes more money than they were supposed to, and everyone gets like a percentage of it.
Wow.
Isn't that lame?
That's so lame.
Yeah, it's stupid.
He should hold it.
Well, not even that. So if you decide, like say some college kid wins the Masters, or
why would I go
college
back
kid from Stanford wins the Masters, and he decides to go back to college, shouldn't be able to collect.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be able to. But if he doesn't go back to college and he says, hey, I want to turn pro, and he turns pro day of, he should be able to make that decision right there, like putting on the green jacket, and be like, hey, I want to go pro. And then he can collect his fucking winnings.
Yeah.
And then he's just pro, and he's no longer at Stanford, and he can do whatever he wants.
Or he just finishes his school, not play golf.
Wait, well, if you go back, I think if you go back to college after winning that, I don't think you should get the prize money. Like, I don't even, maybe donate it to a charity or put it back into like.
You just don't play golf at college anymore.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
you could
that's
do that.
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you don't.
But why the fuck would you go back to college though? Is my.
What if it was your last semester?
I'll finish up later. Got plenty of time for that, dude. I'm playing fucking golf next to Tiger.
Nah, dude, I'm taking that prize money, kicking in for that last semester, and then being like, all right, now it's time to focus on golf.
I wouldn't even do that. You could always come back to fucking with your winnings that you just got from the Masters. You could go back and pay for your fucking shit. You don't even need a scholarship anymore.
I'd just do it. One semester left, I'd finish it out.
I'd finish it at Phoenix Online, dude. Fuck it.
Okay, Shaq.
I don't give a shit.
I paid money. I paid 20 of my friends to take a class with me, so they teach it in person because I can't teach online.
Oh yeah. They didn't have enough kids to take the class, so he just paid for all his boys to take the class with him.
Yeah, and then all his boys got business degrees with him.
Yeah. He's a good fucking guy,
what a
dude.
G thing.
I think the most G thing is LeBron and his agent, because that was like his boy from high school or whatever.
Yeah.
And like there was all this hoopla about him, and they made like some bullshit rule about how you couldn't be an NBA agent unless you had a college degree. And LeBron went out and was like, that's literally just targeting my guy. It's like, that's fucking stupid. And so he just like didn't have an agent and paid his dude under the table until they finally revoked the fucking thing, because it was literally just because of that one guy.
Wow.
I don't know who, someone was trying to pull strings to get Bron on their team, and it just didn't fucking work because LeBron's way too faithful to his fucking homies.
Yeah.
But there's also bad stories about that too. Fucking Mike Vick tried to put his boys on, and they just kept doing dumb shit and roped him into it.
Yep.
Or maybe he knew about the whole thing and he was just a piece of shit the whole time. But either way, shouldn't have had your homies with you.
He's remorseful.
He is remorseful,
yeah.
And he donates a lot of money. He donated like a third of his NFL paycheck after he came back to like PETA or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude was a fucking baller.
Yeah.
Fucking baller, dude. I do have one more thing we could talk about the guy from Iowa, but we don't have to talk about that again.
Which one's he?
The Dick Pornecki guy.
Oh, I mean, it's up to you.
I can just do a quick little like Cliff Notes thing, and that's the last thing I have.
Yeah.
So there's a dude named Dick Pornecki.
Yeah.
In Iowa, in 1957, he retires at 50 years old and buys acreage in Alaska, some uninhabited shit in Alaska. So he stays at his boy's cabin that's like 3 miles down the river, and he swims or fucking treks himself upriver in his little canoe and cuts down trees and is building himself a fucking cabin out there. And the crazy thing about it is he went there with like 4 movie grade cameras at the time and basically like vlogged the whole fucking thing. And all of he's got 4 movies out. They're all about an hour long. You can find them online. I think it's $20 for the whole collection. I have purchased the collection, so I have it. If you ever want to fucking watch them, I can shoot them over to you. But yeah, he vlogs his entire experience building this cabin out in Alaska in the 60s.
Oh yeah, this guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he gets clips of like the fucking the lights, the northern lights from like the 60s, and nobody had movie footage of it back then. It was like the first time people had ever seen it on camera.
Yeah.
And he also would film like wildlife, and he would take notes on everything. He had like a stack of like 80 notebooks, just full page, front and back page, written, little tiny handwriting, just notes on everything. And he took such diligent notes on how the bears up there would hibernate that now today they use his notes in classes when people take like wilderness wildlife classes in college.
That's cool.
And so like his shit's like still taught all over the country. So he builds up this cabin, lives to I think 96. He decides he doesn't want to live in the cold anymore. He moves to California, and he made a deal with the Wildlife Preservation Society of Alaska. And his cabin is a historical monument now, and they upkeep it, but they keep it exactly the way he left it. Like he still has like notes on his fucking desk that they just left there for like aesthetic. So it looks like it's fucking lived in. And then he could come back anytime he wanted and like stay whenever. He just had to let him know he was coming, and they would just, no one else would be there. He could just fucking go into his cabin and hang out.
Right.
And he went back twice with his kids just to like check it out. But he ended up dying in 98, so he only lived in society for like 2 years after he retired.
Damn.
And so as soon as he moved away from Alaska, he fucking died. But I guess that just goes to show he like knew his time was coming up, and he was like, I don't know, I'll just get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty crazy. He's the fucking first blogger, Dick Pornecki, the first fucking vlogger.
That's sick.
Ever. Like no one else was doing that in the 60s.
No.
No one else.
No.
At all. And yeah, they're out there. Some famous person did the voiceover for it because they didn't film the voiceovers until after he had already died.
Right.
But yeah, they released one of them. The first one came out in 2004. That's the one I saw. And then there's 3 other ones that got released in 2006.
That's cool.
And yeah, fucking cool dude. Cool guy. He's making all his food. First thing he did was he fucking carved out a wooden ladle so he could pour his pancakes easier.
Yeah.
That was just the first thing he fucking did. Didn't even have his walls up in his house. He's like, fuck it, I need a ladle. Just fucking carved out a big ass fucking sourdough pancake ladle.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, cool fucking story. I like watching shit like that. It's just cool to see the way people built shit. He just made hinges out of wood.
Yeah.
Just big fucking hinges for his door.
It's wild.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Made fucking he made a fireplace out of river rock.
Yeah.
Which everyone says nowadays that if you use river rock to build a fire pit, then they'll explode on you. Worked for him for fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's if you take a cold river rock and heat it up rapidly.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
okay.
when it will explode.
Yeah, so he collected his over like a summer and just like piled them up in a pile. So they probably had time to fucking dry out or whatever they needed to do.
As long as it's not going from cold to hot in that rapid succession, then it'll be fine. But if you take if you're like fucking wilderness survival and you're like, oh, I'm going to take these rocks to cook on, those rocks can explode because they're rapidly expanding.
The dude we like, the Luke guy, the Outdoor Boys on YouTube, he built his fire pit out of river rock one time. He's like, I guess we're just going to see what happens.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
a huge fire.
No, it was a decent sized fire, but it was like they weren't like submerged in the water when he got them. They were just on the riverbank.
Yeah.
And so and that's where he made his shelter too. So he just used the rocks that were near him to build it. And then after he built it, he was like, "Oh, I forgot that sometimes these rocks explode. I've never seen it happen before, but I guess we'll find out." Yeah. And nothing happened with it. He didn't even talk about it the rest of the video because it didn't happen. That probably was the last thing on his mind. But
right,
yeah, I would like to see a rock explode. That'd be fun. I wonder if we could do that. Like if we put like a rock in your cold plunge like overnight and then just like toss it in the fire. I wonder if it would fucking.
Could
be a fun experiment.
Very, very well could.
It'd be a fun experiment.
Yeah.
When was the last time you cold plunged?
Not since the new year because not since Gary left so that was like the 9th.
You did it a couple times after Gary left because you sent me snaps like
true,
the
but
weekend
now there's
after.
about a 45-pound block of ice in the cold plunge. Because the entire cold plunge froze with the Michigan weather, and now there's still about a 40-pound block of ice that I can't lift out because it's slippery.
Yeah.
But if we do film it, we should pick it up and put it in the back of my truck and then find a bridge to throw it off. Not like on a highway or nothing. But
that'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
That's how you go to jail.
Yeah, but like a bridge or put it on the railroad tracks.
We will not do that.
We would never do that.
We would never.
But something for the boys.
Something for the boys.
Yeah.
It'll be on TikTok at some point.
Some point.
The
only thing left that I had before I drop my phone, I haven't watched this show yet, and I know that I talked about it, but I have the numbers now. Previously, the most anticipated episode premiere on Crunchyroll was a One Piece, which I'm not going to describe what happened, but the episode of One Piece with 850,000 to 102,000 views. However, it was broke by Solo Leveling's first episode, which got 116,000 in 2 days.
Oh.
So, basically, I haven't watched it yet, but everyone's hyping it up really early. So, we'll have to see how it does.
I'll be down to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm still grinding out One Piece. I'm on episode 840 something, I think. I can't remember the exact number. Might be 830. But I think Luffy and Big Mom are about to fight because they're running away on the tree guy, and the tree guy just got fucked up, and because they already decided they were just gonna run away. They didn't want the smoke. They just wanted to take off, and then Big Mom caught up to him, and apparently her fucking little Nimbus cloud thing loves those little cold things that.
Clouds.
Yeah, little cold clouds that fucking old girl shoots out. And
clouds, yeah.
So his allegiances are shifting a little bit, which I think is interesting because, from my understanding, he was created from a soul that Big Mom captured, but I could be fucking wrong. He could just be his own entity. But
they've explained it in the episodes you're on, but basically he's a piece of Big Mom.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I figured because I know the sun guy was part of the old lady's powers.
Yeah, basically the sun and the cloud and her sword hat.
Yeah, which is interesting because it seems like she just Big Mom consumed her and then just got that power, which is interesting to think about because if that's the case, could someone just eat Luffy and then absorb that devil fruit power? Could you just do cannibalism and how much of someone would you have to eat? Could he just lop off a pinky and then you get some of it?
It's not like My Hero.
Yeah, no, that's no. At least with Big Mom, maybe that was Big Mom's original power.
No, there's a theory I can't talk about right now.
Yeah, Travi talked to me about it a little bit, and he believes what I just said. He thinks that she absorbed power by eating her, which I don't know. I don't know yet, obviously, because I'm not far enough in it to have a valid opinion. But where I'm at now, I brought that up to Trav, and as I said that, he goes, "Bro, that's exactly what I think." So obviously, it's not really fully explained to where you guys are at, although unless Travi's just fucking with me, maybe that's just what he thought when he was at where I'm at. But I don't know. I know nothing.
Yeah. So just basically, she can take souls.
Yeah. No, I know she can take souls.
Right.
But in the clip of her with her crew, she had some fucking fever dream and then finally came to and they weren't there.
And she ate them all.
Yeah, she ate them. She had to have.
That was just her being a hungry motherfucker.
Yeah, but they never apparently, according to Trav, they never explained that. It's just kind of thing that happens. Like Trav said that they never really go into detail about it. They just show that clip and then, make your guesses. But I mean, it looked like she fucking ate them.
Yeah.
Because she was eating all these candies in her fever dream. It had to have been the motherfuckers. Like, what else would it have been?
Dude, don't be around her when she's hungry.
Yeah, and that's why the whole fucking nation's scared of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine having to feed her.
I couldn't cook enough.
I want to have a big enough.
Couldn't cook enough.
My first meal would be a pinky for her. But yeah, that's all I had today.
Yeah, that's all I have too.
Cool. Well, that was 156.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching.
Happy birthday, Pauly Shore.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
Nice.
Nice.